Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And tell you what, if it wasn't for some of that wind today, it would have been an absolutely gorgeous day around north central Washington. Here we're looking down at our friends up in Leavenworth area, and it was a nice day up in the upper valley as well. Just a few clouds out there. They were high clouds today, but we did see some breezy conditions at times. But all in all, temperatures very mild in the low to mid 50s. We do have big changes on the way, though. Enjoy today and enjoy tomorrow as well, because things will begin to change. Tomorrow, another nice one. A bit breezy at times tomorrow. Still temperatures in the 50s. And then winter returns on Friday and Saturday. Moderate snow is possible around parts of our viewing area. And we could see winds, which will make for possibly some bitter cold wind chills. And we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The COVID-19 outbreak continues to affect local institutions and events, including the Grant County PUD facilities. Also, because of the virus, the school districts of Wenatchee, Chelan, and Manson all announced on Tuesday that they'll cancel indoor sporting events and meetings in district facilities through the upcoming spring break. And a Dryden man allegedly punched himself multiple times during an assault on his girlfriend and then told her he'd call the police and blame her for injuring him. But first, we begin tonight. Governor Jay Inslee announced emergency measures today to contain the pandemic in Washington, the COVID-19 virus. That includes prohibiting events of more than 250 people in King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties, the most densely populated counties in the state. The restrictions include concerts, festivals, public meetings, and church gatherings. At a press conference this morning, Inslee called the public health situation unprecedented.
I just believe that we're acting both responsibly and we're acting in a democratic basis, which elected leaders are taking responsibility for this. And I got to tell you, this is not easy work. I wish I didn't have this on my shoulders right now. I wish it was on somebody else's. But it is our responsibility to protect our community, and I think we're doing reasonable things.
As of today, 366 people in Washington have been diagnosed with the coronavirus, 302 of them in King and Snohomish counties. 29 people have now died. Well, the COVID-19 outbreak continues to affect local institutions and events as well. Last night, the Grant County PUD announced it would shut its doors to the public and ask its non-essential workers to stay home while it deals with the possible coronavirus exposure. The PUD says one of its contracted employees has had direct and prolonged exposure to someone with a confirmed case of coronavirus. Ryan Holterhoff discussed the situation.
Notice, and it's a precautionary measure. There's a contracted employee who is in the process of being tested for the flu first, and depending how that turns out, potentially coronavirus, just to see what the results of that are. I think it's just important for customers to know that we're still here to serve them. Our offices and public access to our offices are closed right now. We have employees working from home, but you're still going to be taken care of. If a situation arises when you need power restored, we're going to be there. We're going to take care of you. So that is what I think people, we hope they understand and can appreciate. We're still going to be able to provide them.
Holterhoff wouldn't say which division of the Grant County PUD employed the exposed worker. The utility employs about 600 people. Only 50 of them are still physically on the job. The rest, including Holterhoff, have been asked to telecommute or told not to report in at all. Meanwhile, in neighboring Chelan County, the school districts of Wenatchee, Chelan, and Manson all announced on Tuesday they'll cancel indoor sports, events, and meetings in district facilities through the upcoming spring break. Cascade School District in Leavenworth did the same today. Local health districts have advised schools and other organizations to avoid bringing groups of people together. The cancellations include plays, public meetings, parent conferences, and indoor sporting events, but not outdoor games. Well, in other news, a Dryden man allegedly punched himself multiple times during an assault on his girlfriend and then told her he'd call the police and blame her for injuring him. Peter M. Phipps, who's 29 years old, is accused of throwing a knife at the woman and then covering her face with a plastic bag during the incident Saturday night. Phipps told sheriff's deputies he had no memory of the assault due to intoxication. Police are seeking charges of second-degree domestic violence. Phipps was released from jail Tuesday on $10,000 bond. Coming up next, there'll be more counting to do before Washington State declares a Democratic presidential primary winner. The soccer field at Kiwanis Methow Park in Wenatchee will be closed the rest of the week while the city does repair work. And a scheduled Wenatchee appearance by former Planned Parenthood manager turned anti-abortion activist Sue Thayer has been canceled. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. And with Blue Lagoon's home show pricing, you can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special for only $99. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In other news, there'll be more counting to do before Washington State declares a Democratic presidential primary winner. Senator Bernie Sanders holds a razor-thin edge over former Vice President Joe Biden after Tuesday's tally. Sanderson leads by only 2,084 votes out of the more than 1 million votes cast in that Democratic primary. Sanders also was the narrow favorite in north central Washington, leading in Chelan, Grant, and Okanogan counties. Douglas County voters were the exception, though, favoring Biden. President Trump, even though he was unopposed on the Republican ballot, still received far more votes than Sanders and Biden combined in north central Washington counties. Well, the soccer field at Kiwanis Methow Park in Wenatchee will be closed the rest of this week while the city does repair work. The turf field was installed last October as part of a $2.7 million renovation of the South Wenatchee Park. Officially a multi-use court, it was also closed for 2 days in February while temporary fixes were done. The current work is expected to provide a permanent fix. An official dedication of the renovated park is planned for May 10th. Well, a scheduled Wenatchee appearance by former Planned Parenthood manager turned anti-abortion activist Sue Thayer has been canceled. Thayer was to speak at the Wenatchee Community Center on March 18th, but her organization, 4 Days for Life, has canceled all travel to Washington State. 40 Days for Life members and supporters are praying, fasting, and holding vigils at abortion facilities February 26th through April 5th. A local organizer said the trip was canceled because of the number of coronavirus cases here in Washington State. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Local citizens will have a greater role in how police-involved shootings are investigated in the future. Voter-approved Initiative 940 requires that citizens with no law enforcement experience be included in the independent probes of cases involving police use of deadly force. In tonight's feature story, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett and Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris put out the call for volunteers on a recent episode of In Focus with Steve Hare.
We want community members like yourself that are interested in being involved is to come in, and it's not going to be necessarily, we hope it's going to be a great thing for our agencies, is it brings transparency, Steve, to the process. It brings a little more of administrative challenges for. We want community members like yourself that are interested in being involved is to come in, and it's not going to be necessarily, we hope it's going to be a great thing for our agencies, is it brings transparency, Steve, to the process. It brings a little more of administrative challenges for the law enforcement side, because now we need to go out and we need to, solicit people the interest. But when we have a shooting like we did here a week and a half ago up in Okanogan County, and our special investigative unit goes up there and investigate that shooting, it may be in a very inconvenient time. It might be during inclement weather. It could be a lot of different things going on. So again, you said that the average citizen, you can be above average as well. But we really want people that are saying, I'm going to take a non-biased perspective and I'm going to report back and be a liaison for the community to say, I believe and trust what our local law enforcement are doing in these investigations.
So
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And as always, let's take a look outside our weather window before we get to all of those details. Beautiful shot as we look down from our Wenatchee Heights cross camera and Sky-Fi tower camera. The beautiful blue waters of the Columbia River and lots of blue sky out there today. We did see temperatures on the nice side with some wind out there, about 10 to 20 miles an hour throughout the day today. But high temperature today unofficially here in the Wenatchee area at 54 degrees. So once again, we were above where we should be for this time of year, and it will continue to be nice at least for another day or so. We started off the day nice too at 34 was our overnight low temperature as we take a look at our almanac. As far as precipitation goes, we haven't received any the past 24 hours, so we're still at 1.22 inches of precipitation since January 1st, so not a lot of moisture here in the Wenatchee area. Sunrise now it's after 7 o'clock, and sunset now is just after 7 at at 7:02. Let's take a look and see how tomorrow will shape up. There's our almanac, 7:20 for sunrise, 7:02 for sunset tomorrow. Our record high, check that out, in 2007 at 72 degrees, and our record low, 18 degrees. That was in 2019. Now let's move ahead to Thursday's weather, and tomorrow it will be just slightly cooler. We will see a few more clouds, as we do see increasing clouds throughout the day in our Thursday forecast. Still awfully nice though. 52 in Moses Lake. We'll see 51 in Ephrata and Quincy, 50 in Wenatchee, and then 49s from Cashmere up into Aniat and Chelan. 48 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow in Omak. Taking a look at that surface loop now. Tonight we can expect clear skies out there. It will be breezy, a northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. You can see low pressure off to our east and high pressure in the Pacific. The combination of those two weather features being close together tightens up those isobars, and that's what causes those windy conditions. As we get into Thursday, sunny skies, a much lighter wind for Thursday. We'll see mild temperatures too, with highs on Thursday, as we just showed you, in the lower 50s. But just look up to the northwest. There it is, that storm system that will move in on Friday. And boy, it will inundate Washington State as well as most of Oregon, with an 80% chance of morning snow, and that will turn over to rain. And look at the cooler temperatures. All of the blue, yeah, that's lower 40s and upper 30s. That will continue on Saturday as this system continues to slowly push inland. We'll see a 30% chance for morning snow, some clearing in the afternoon. But boy, the temperatures once again, it's going to remain unseasonably cool. We will only see highs Saturday in the mid-30s. And then for Sunday, things will rebound again slowly. Sunny skies for Sunday. Not a bad end to our weekend, although there you have it. It's going to remain unseasonably cool. Boy, if you're traveling to Montana, highs there only 20 degrees as we get into Sunday. For Monday, sunny skies, and that'll be the beginning of a slow warming trend on Monday, with temperatures rebounding back at least into the mid-40s. And then we'll make a nice jump on Tuesday. Sunny and much warmer, with high temperatures throughout Washington State right around 50 degrees. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. Tonight will drop down to 31 degrees for an overnight low. For Thursday, sunny, just a bit cooler, and about 50 degrees for the high in the Wenatchee area. And then look at that big cool down as we get into Friday and Saturday. An 80% chance for snow on Friday and 39 degrees. And then our coldest day in quite some time on Saturday. Morning snow giving way to mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Saturday, 34 the high, 17 the low. Will slowly warm up then. Sunday, sunny and 37. Back into the 40s on Monday and Tuesday. 42 Monday and 47 your high temperature on Tuesday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more, as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
This is Caitlin Hedersheet, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you, and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
The NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel.
And a good Wednesday to you. Gonzaga blew open a close game at halftime in the second half to down St. Mary's 84-66 in the West Coast Conference Championship game last night. Drew Timme scored 15 of his 17 points in the first half as the Bulldogs had 5 players in double figures. It's Gonzaga's 17th West Coast Conference Tournament title overall and 8th in the past 10 years. Joel Ayayi also had 17 points, while Philip Petrusev had 10 points and 10 rebounds. Corey Kispert scored 12 points. Admon Gilder had 15. Speculation is that Gonzaga will receive a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. By the way, NCAA has announced that there will be no fans at the NCAA tournament games coming up in a little more than a week from now. That will be a strange sight to behold. The West Coast Conference Women's Tournament wrapped up without the ladies from Gonzaga present. Portland followed up its upset of number 11 Gonzaga by downing San Diego 64-63 at overtime to win the WCC championship. It's the first time in the NCAA tournament for the Pilots since 1994. Well, the Pac-12 men's tournament getting underway today in Las Vegas. There is fans in attendance there. Washington, a 12 seed, going up against number 5 Arizona. Washington State is an 11 seed facing number 6 Colorado tonight at 8:30. Games can be seen on the Pac-12 network. The NWAC tournament is being moved to Oregon after being shut down midstream last Thursday in Everett due to the coronavirus. The Northwest Athletic Conference had to find a new location. That will be Clackamas Community College for the men and a split between Clackamas and Lynn Benton CC for the women. Wenatchee Valley Knights will face Portland in the first round tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Lady Knights, after beating Tacoma in the first round, play its second round game against Lynn Benton. That'll be Friday at 2 in the afternoon. If the Wenatchee Valley College ladies advance to the semifinals, it will be played at Clackamas on Saturday. Jose Marmolejos, that is. There you go. Got it right that time. Hit a 2-run home run, and the Mariners beat the Angels in Cactus League play yesterday. 3-1 was the final. Jake Fraley also went 1 for 3 with a double, and D. Gordon 2 for 3 at the plate. On the mound, Logan Gilbert was impressive in his start, going 2 innings, allowing no runs, no hits, and had 3 strikeouts. We have highlights. Here they are.
Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swung on, well hit ball deep to right field. Good one to the warning track, looking up. Goodbye baseball onto the berm. Jose Marmolejos with his second home run of the spring. It comes with Gonzalez on board. And the Mariners have a 2-0 lead over the Angels here in the bottom half of the second. What a drive by Marmolejos. The 1-0. Swinging, it's lifted into center field up in the wind. This is plenty deep. Joe Adele is settling underneath, and he makes the catch. Fraley tags. Here comes a throw. Fraley coming home. He slides, and he gets in safe ahead of the throw. This ball, the Mariners extend the lead 3-0 on a sacrifice fly to center field off the bat of Kyle Seager.
He's had the pitch for a while, just trying to decide, do I go 2-seam, do I go 4-seamer, what's best for me. And I think, seeing it play out, and I know the catcher Tom Murphy today was quick to know, like, Skip, this is the best he's seen him, and he's caught him a lot. So again, really happy where he's at, and the breaking ball has been really consistent all spring. So he's in a good spot. We keep building that pitch count. This camp for a lot of our young pitchers is understanding what big league hitters are going to do with their stuff, and they got to get it in the right spots, in the strike zone. Yeah, it's a great mix, and that's why it was easy for him to be like, yeah, this sounds awesome. Let's do this. But what he did today was he threw it glove side as well. It wasn't just on the arm side of the plate. So hats off to him for trusting it and taking it out into a game versus a pretty good lineup. The main thing he's working on is fastball command. And we just kind of saw with the 4-seam that he's been working on it a while. It's what he's always thrown, but his other pitches are off his 2-seam grip. So they were kind of contrasting ideas. The first day he put the 2-seam in his hand, he just said, like, this feels great. And then, like I said, took a couple bullpens, took a couple weeks to where he has that trust in it. And today was great progress and really good results.
Seattle is back in Peoria tonight to face San Diego. By the way, the Padres are leading the Cactus League
with 11-5 record. How about that? Here's a reminder what's coming up on the NCWLIFE sports broadcast schedule for the rest of the week. Hockey night tomorrow night when we'll air the Wenatchee's only win in its playoff series against Vernon. Game 2 from the Town Toyota Center tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Friday's a rebroadcast of the Cashmere girls semifinal game from a week ago in the Sun Dome against LaSalle. That'll be at 7. Then Saturday at 7, we'll re-air the Cashmere boys' 4th place game against Riverview, followed by the Cashmere girls in its championship game against Linden Christian. That's tomorrow night, or Saturday night, I should say, at 9 o'clock. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks a bunch, Eric. And recapping tonight's top story, Governor Jay Inslee announced emergency measures today to contain the coronavirus pandemic in Washington. That includes prohibiting events of more than 250 people in King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties. They're the most densely populated counties in the state. The restrictions include concerts, festivals, public meetings, and church gatherings. At a press conference this morning, Inslee called the public health situation unprecedented.
I just believe that we are acting both responsibly and we're acting in a democratic basis, which elected leaders are taking responsibility for this. And I got to tell you, this is not easy work. I wish I didn't have this on my shoulders right now. I wish it was on somebody else's. But it is our responsibility to protect our community, and I think we're doing reasonable things.
Also, the school districts of Wenatchee, Chelan, and Manson all announced on Tuesday they'll cancel indoor sports, events, and meetings in district facilities through the upcoming spring break. As of today, the numbers are 366 people in Washington have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. 302 of them are in King and Snohomish counties, and 29 people have now died. Let's check in now with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. It's good to have you back. Tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Dave Tosh will be my guest. He's the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. As you know by now, they've decided to shutter their doors. They're hoping to reopen on March 25th. All of it, of course, because of the coronavirus outbreak, and they just want to be a little proactive. We'll talk to Dave Tosh about the decision-making process for that and all cool things with the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center on Thursday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, plus everything else you need to know to start your day the live and local way. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. We'll be watching. Let's take one more quick look at our Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast before we let you go. And there are changes to talk about, not so much as we get into Thursday. 50 degrees tomorrow, a little bit cooler and not so windy, but the changes come on Saturday, or Friday and Saturday. An 80% chance of morning snow Friday, rain in the afternoon, a little bit of morning snow on Saturday, mostly cloudy, but look at the temperatures on Saturday. 34 for a high and 17 for an overnight low. We do start to warm up a bit on Sunday at 37 degrees, and then the warming trend begins on Monday as we get into the 40s at 42, warming up to 47 as we get into Tuesday with next week with mostly sunny skies. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
For all the latest news in North Central Washington, go to NCWLIFE.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@NCWLIFE.com or call 888-2020.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.